Return of the gold standard as the world order unravels. That's the headline from the London Daily Telegraph that has gone viral worldwide overnight. Instinctively, people the world over seem to know deep inside that the whole fiat money system is facing imminent collapse, and world currencies, including the US dollar, are about to come down like a house of cards. And if the Ambrose Evans Pritchard, author of this cryptic, perhaps prophetic article, is correct, there is a byproduct of such a collapse: inflation. But more on that in a moment. As Moody's prepares to downgrade the AAA rating of the United States over concerns of default, the unthinkable now becomes thinkable, and gold will likely continue to skyrocket with no end in sight. A world expert on gold and currencies is Craig R. Smith, chairman of Swiss America Trading Corporation, co-author of The Inflation Deception, an eye-opening book released in July 2011. Craig is quick to remind us that in late 2007, Ambrose Evans Pritchard said, in today's terms, $850 gold would be equivalent to $2,000 an ounce, suggesting that the current 6-year bull market in precious metals may have much further to run. And today, Mr. Evans Pritchard astutely wrote, as the twin pillars of international monetary system threaten to come tumbling down in unison, gold has reclaimed its ancient status as the anchor of stability. In The Inflation Deception, Craig R. Smith and co-author Lowell Ponte explore several variations on how to go about returning to a gold standard as a nation and as individual citizens before the new inflatocracy led by Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke and the Obama administration crash the dollar and further exacerbate today's debt threat. Recently, Mr. Bernanke told Congress that a new QE3 stimulus program is being prepared in the wings, which would crush T-bonds and the US dollar while boosting equities, gold, and inflation. A decade ago, author and executive Craig R. Smith wrote a groundbreaking book, Rediscovering Gold in the 21st Century, the complete guide to the next gold rush, which announced the beginning of a new generational 20-year bull market in precious metals. We need to understand why gold is timeless wealth and the basis for all money, even if Fed Chair Bernanke remains confused on this topic. Craig Smith is highly critical of Mr. Bernanke's penchant to dilute down the value of money by printing such enormously large amounts of it. In fact, Mr. Bernanke is such a fan of Keynesian economics that he once said he'd be willing to throw money out of a helicopter as a regulation technique if necessary, thus earning him the nickname of Helicopter Ben. Smith warns that if Helicopter Ben keeps printing money under the euphemism of quantitative easing, moments ago I mentioned we'd revisit the big I word. Smith is convinced that the next round of quantitative easing, also known as printing money, is likely to trigger inflation, perhaps runaway inflation, which is the premise and core of Craig's book, The Inflation Deception: 6 Ways Government Tricks Us and 7 Ways to Stop It. A must-read for anyone who is holding any US dollars and for anyone living in the United States. With all that said, so what's next? Craig predicts it should be no surprise the world's ultimate currency, gold, has reacted sharply. Gold prices have climbed to fresh 2011 highs. When Helicopter Ben's QE3 materializes, gold prices will head over $2,000 an ounce very quickly, and $50 an ounce silver is a certainty. But dramatic as Craig Smith's projections are, they're actually very conservative under the circumstances. Why? Because you never know which straw will be the straw that breaks the camel's back, that can trigger a nearly overnight change from plain old annoying inflation to the nearly inconceivable juggernaut called runaway inflation, such as the type that struck the Weimar Republic of Germany, where wheelbarrows of money were needed to purchase a single cup of coffee, and in Zimbabwe, where you can use $100 trillion bills to light your campfire. In closing, take a look at these bills and realize that the US dollar is not exempt for economic laws any more than human beings are subject to natural laws, such as the law of gravity, that brought many people to their deaths. During the Great Depression of the 30s, people lost everything, jumping out of buildings to their demise. Don't wait until it's too late. Read The Inflation Deception to see how to protect your assets, yourself, and your loved ones from the ravages of inflation.